Hi, what's up? As per usual, long time no see. I've been through a hellish 2 weeks. Happy 2024. Happy first, happy third, happy fourth, you know? Yeah, that's it. Simple stuff. But I feel better today. Also, I'm gonna be rolling up, so if I'm looking somewhere else, just letting you know. I'll be rolling up. And I'll be talking about like like everybody likes making money, and I've done my years since I was a kid. I think around I remember the earliest of 3rd grade. I've started like my own art business, right? Like I purposely had a plan to make monetary value and profit off of my art. I remember I would do like cute little sketches with Crayola color pencils and sell them for $1 because they're on like some will be on sketchbook paper, but the majority will be on lined paper, and I would make a good penny off of it. I remember like a few kids really wanted my art and they'll give it to me like $1, $2, $5, you know. Oh, that's super cute. And when I was like on DeviantArt as when I was like 9 and 10, like I know, why is there a child on social media? I've always been a child on social media. I've always been a social media baby. But I've been safe, don't worry about it. But I would make money online, and then before Instagram turned into shit, alongside a lot of these other social medias, I would make money off my art and just make money off of my personal persona and just me as a person. And ever since like the social media companies, they've been like mess with the algorithm and stuff like that. And for me particularly as an artist, and plus even Reddit, like it's not working as good as it used to, especially as a business owner. The traffic isn't the same anymore, and also like TikTok is the newest hottest thing to actually get your clout up. And the way I sell my things, the way I make my business isn't congruent with TikTok and how it's made platform, algorithmic, like the way how it's made, and especially with its audience, because even me having a young audience when I was a child, right? And even me now. There are two different audiences. There are two different types of 12-year-olds on TikTok and then on Instagram. So yeah, I'm just saying all of this is like, I love making money on my own passion. I love being able to make a living and help people, make people happy and stuff like that. But recently, because of the recession and this whole pandemic thing that happened for 3 years, I closed down my art business and my persona business for 3 years. Especially since I had a lot of personal things going on. Excuse me, allergies. I had a lot of personal things going on those past 3 years, and I had to recuperate from that. And 2020 I turned 18, and so there's a lot of things that I go through, especially since around that time period, based on how my life was and how I was doing, working on social media, making money from it just wasn't right at that time. But ever since that, I think in 2022, I'm pretty sure was honestly, Instagram fell off, I think around 2022 early. Yeah, I did, because it doesn't even give that much I don't know, social media's algorithms are very picky nowadays, but they don't give you the same push anymore, and hashtags don't even fucking work. It seldom does, but it doesn't do the same thing like it used to. I remember, and I'm going on a tangent, just hold on. I remember in 2018, I would use hashtags, and it'll tell me it'll push me to the explore page, and then I had 200 people viewing my hashtag, and I was able to get viral on there and have a lot of followers and make good money. And that good money helped me support my family. So that was pretty cool. That's pretty cool. But the issue is I can't really have that same success online like I used to. So now I have to pivot and see to do something else, which isn't an issue. It's just very annoying, especially since, yeah, I don't know. Especially since I have a more unconventional job and it's more specific in the niche of my artwork because I don't make safe work content. I don't make advertiser friendly content. I do, but not all the time. And even with this YouTube channel, I wouldn't consider my content and just me in general to be like, I wouldn't necessarily call anything I do controversial, but anything I do talk about isn't I guess the most conventional. But what I'm saying is, like, I don't grift. I don't make the content that's super into right now. I don't follow the masses. I'm not the type of people to have a herd mentality and follow everything else. I don't know. And me naturally as a person, I just am not like everybody else. I know they can be like so egotistical. It sounds so cringy. Like, oh, I'm so different. No, like that's not off some weird shit. Like this is nothing bragging. I'm just like literally different than a lot of people, right? Like you can call my shit underground in terms of like the taboo and obscurity of my work or whatever, right? And so, you know, since you gotta pivot and stuff like that, and I've, you know, based on my personal stuff going on with my life, I was never able to scale my business. So I've always had a small but successful business. So it's not like I'm like fucking Amazon or Google, where it's like, I gotta take like a couple years off and figure this out. But I'll still get paid a salary and stuff like that, you know? I do have to like wait, you know, I had to shut down all my stuff and I gotta redo this whole business stuff, right? And I'm never against 9 to 5s. The job I have, it just doesn't permit a lot of jobs that are available for me. But you know, I'm not really that picky, you know what I'm saying? Especially since it's a temporary job. I wouldn't mind, because like I'm still a college student as well. I'm doing my general education units. I don't know if I said this in my previous videos on my YouTube channel, but I was pursuing fine arts and the whole sector of that art industry changed and it doesn't align with my values anymore. So I'm going to get my general educations and go into finance. I'm also into finance, you know, and can still be a successful artist without college. Those more than just college, going to school, get that degree, that art degree for the art job. So yeah, so I don't really want to get like retail because, you know, I'm a college student, or even get an internship and stuff like that. But you know, like I said, you know, any job I'm cool with. You know what the issue is like, you know, nobody's hiring. Obviously people are technically hiring, but I basically was talking for this long to talk about the job industry, the job environment, all that jazz. And also I like to share, you know, my life and my stuff and my business and stuff, because my plan is to post here like every day, every other day, multiple times a week, and I just feel like I want to share, and I just feel naturally obligated to just like be open, because I love being open. I wouldn't necessarily say I am financially struggling, but I will say because of the worth of the dollar, it's, you know, decreasing, and everything else is being in more demand, increasing in value. Not just because things are in more demand, it's also because things are costing more based on the whole economy of the global pandemic, amongst other things that the choices were made during those 3 years. Yeah, I'm talking about that. The jobs. Like, jobs aren't... Like, where are the jobs? Where are the jobs? Did you know, like, the majority of the listings you see are ghost jobs? And you ask me, well, what are ghost jobs? What are... I heard of it. I heard of ghost jobs. What is that? Ghost jobs are essentially where an employer just posts a job listing and then you apply to it. And then like you never hear back from them, but like the listing might still be up, or it might have a duplicate listing that they put up days, months, and weeks later. And when I said just a second ago how I wouldn't necessarily say I'm struggling, but I would say I'm in a tighter, like, you know how you put on pants and it's kind of tight, it's a little bit tight, it feels a little bit uncomfortable, but you can still work through it and live your life and be happy and whatever. that's how I'm going, that's how I'm doing, because like I was able to do a lot of things with not a lot of money. You know, I don't have like 5 cents in my account, but you know, I make under $4,000 a month. So you know, I live in like an expensive city. I was born and raised here, so you can't really say anything about me living here, and it's more complicated than just moving out based on healthcare services and stuff like that. But yeah, years ago when I was making, technically I make a little bit more now, but I'm saying like I don't make a lot of money, and I was doing more years ago. And like now I'm making a bit more money, and I would say things are more stabilized in terms of finances and stuff. I wouldn't say they were never unstable, but it's just like I really have my act together, and I really have like a plan and stuff. And you know, I just, you know, spend my money and, you know, what's the word, juggle my bills and rent and all that extra shit, and save my money and grow my money. I know what to do, like you know, with my eyes closed when I'm like gone and sleep. So I'm in a better position now, but oh wow, you know, things are much more expensive. And I was like, you know, I would like to have a lot of money right now, so I don't mind working a job. I don't mind working a part-time job or working any job or stuff like that. And you know, it takes money to make money, and since I don't have a tremendous amount of money, and the money I do have are poured towards my investments and living here, therefore like me saving up like 10 grand or something like that, or 40 grand, it won't happen as quick. But I would prefer to have some extra money, because I need that for the investments I want to do just to live here, just to live a bit more comfortably. And so I'm saying all this, I'm on a tangent. I have like ADHD, so you gotta please bear with me. I just want like a basic job, and like how come when I go try to find a basic job, they don't call back, they don't exist. And what I said about ghost jobs alongside with that, the reason why these employers set up these ghost jobs is just to make that impression. It's part of like the look and the public image of the company. It's favorable that companies would, you know, occasionally put up job listings. And also it's just to have you as a backup option, just in case if they want to, you know, remove their employers. Or some could also see like, oh, how is the market right now for employees? Should I fire my current employees? Should I hire new ones? Or sometimes they just forget, or they just be doing shit for no reason. But yeah, a lot of these ghost listings are up, like I said, just to see what's around, to see if it's even worth hiring new people, to see like, oh, should I just put more work on my current employees? Is it worth firing these people to go possibly have to pay more for the next person? That thing. So they're not really necessarily looking for an actual applicant. They're more so just scoping the scene and see how can they still exploit their current employees or exploit any new ones and stuff like that. And especially depending if they ask you like what's your desired salary, and you give them that, and like 100 applicants give them like a salary that's too high than what they want to pay for, they just won't hire new people. Also, I see a lot of these jobs, these companies are purposely withholding new employment because they want to cut costs, because it's just costs more money. In general, it just costs more money to train a person, to hire a person, because it's time. It costs more money to go pay the supervisor or the hiring manager, the trainer, whatever you want to call them. It takes more time in general, and that all costs money. Even just taking the time out just to think about and look for new employees costs money. Also, for these employers, they would want to see the reason why they're not even like, not a lot of them are even opening up applications or having a lot of jobs opened up, is, I think what I just said it somewhat not, is so they can exploit the current employees. I said something similar to that. I want to give an example. Let me just do my drink. Okay, so for example, I do live I am a walking distance to a nearby store that I do like going. I buy my stuff from there occasionally, like snacks and goods. I see that it's a bit underemployed. I see that, oh, you know, this place isn't too far from my house. I would love to make some extra money and to help the community and the environment, because I do like the people that I do like. The community, that the city I live in, I like the people, they're nice. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's not a big city, like it's not a big location. I live in a pocket location, so I can kind of see like the same few people often in my area. Because I don't live in like a really big like place where it's like over a million people in and out constantly. I can easily find the same like 10 people if I work there long enough, or if I just pass around them, you know, I don't know, just pass around the area long enough. But I think that would be a great idea. You talk to the people that I'm familiar with that's in my area, get back to the community, we'll make some extra bucks, because I like doing that stuff. And I was like, you know, and even the employee, when I was going spending, I was buying snacks, I was buying chips. And this was on, I think, the 30th or 29th of December of 2023. Like last year. It was last year. See you guys next year. But yeah, it was around the 27th. So it was a little bit after Chreslie. And basically he told me, sorry that he's taking too long, because they were severely underemployed. They're understaffed. They need more people. I was like, oh, you know, it's a good idea for me to go look it up. Because in the past, I've asked, because like the employee, oh, you know, y'all niggas hiring. I didn't say it like that, but I've just heard, and obviously we know 2005 is different than 2023, 2024. But I still was like, oh, you know, hi, how are you? She was bringing up my shit, asking like, oh, are you guys hiring? And I don't know, she didn't know. It seemed like she didn't even want to, like, I don't know. But yeah, I was like, okay, so like you're understaffed, all right, cool. I look up on the website, it was like no job listings, and I'm like, you know, I was looking at a particular location, and I was like, if you guys need employees and it's well known, and the same 6 employees that works there, they are overworked severely, immensely. They're overworked severely and immensely. And I'm like, okay, well, don't you guys need more workers? Don't you guys need more workers? Don't you need more workers? And like, there's no job listings up. I'm like, I know y'all niggas need more employees. Y'all need employees for the past few months now. And I applied the first time. I never got a call back. I think it's because I have to, like, I know I was like, oh, you know, I'm too overqualified. But it's true. I went to art school for 3 years, and then I did a lot of volunteer work, and I did like on and off little jobs for extra money when I was a teenager. And I guess that's too much, and I guess I was asking for like $18 an hour, and like the minimum wage where I'm at is $15. So it's just like, it's not that much. It's like maybe because I'm not asking for like $10 an hour. Before taxes, I guess. So I know obviously also the reason why it might be underemployment, no employment for me, is because, yeah, but I'm like, at the same time, I thought these people were hired, because in the past they would actually hire college people and stuff like that. But it's like the funniest thing is I'm going on a tangent. I'm not going on a tangent. I'm trying to, like, what's going on with me is I'm trying to say 5 different things at once. But what I'm saying is, these companies, these jobs, like, these people need jobs. These people need jobs. These people need jobs. No, I'm trying to say that these employers and the employees, however, they're purposely doing ghost listings because, like I said, scoping the environment. They're purposely not opening up new listings because you want to overwork the workers, because guess what? Hi, I'm talking to you. Of course, you and me as well may most likely walk out of that door after, you know, our last shift of being overworked by the job we're working at, right? Maybe we would. Maybe our neighbor would, right? Maybe the fucking dog would next door. That doesn't mean the other people will, though, you know? Whether it's because it's the only job they have, they really need it, or they don't really see themselves as worthy enough to have something better, there would still be people who are taking up this bullshit, shitty, terrible jobs. So I know it's also partially the reason why there has been a shortage of quality jobs, specifically quality jobs. For the employment, I don't know if it's the lowest as it's had. I don't know if the employment percentage in America is the lowest that it's ever been. But what I'm saying is, they did say the employment rates in America increased, but that doesn't necessarily mean that, yeah, like people are being okay. People are okay. But just because employment rates increase, it doesn't necessarily correlate with like the financial success of Americans. Look, man, I'm not saying cashiers should earn $45K a year, but what I'm saying is majority of these employees, these workers, what's like really popular nowadays, which used to be just mostly popular within Kroger, Walmart, and possibly a couple other companies, is that they will hire you part-time. And that's also part of the job shortage. And I'll get back to the quality jobs and underpayment in a second. The hiring manager woman, she told me like, it's a part-time job, you'll be working under 35 hours or 30 hours, but since we want you more than that, you will be getting health insurance. And I was like, okay, cool, that's great. They're purposely hiring people under 35 hours so you don't get health insurance, so you don't get paid more money. Because that's what I'm saying, like, oh, they wanted me more because they're severely understaffed. And like I said, I guess I only work for like 20-30 hours a week. Going above that, I always quit the first day. I worked for 6 hours, and to give me like a 10-minute break. No, I'm leaving. And now, and like, there's still the same people I've seen that work there when I was working there for that one day. They still working their job, still working there, and that's their personal prerogative. But what I'm saying is, like, that's also why there's a really bad job shortage, really big job shortage, because, like I said, it's cheaper to hire 5 part-time workers to hire 2 full-time workers. It's much more cheaper, because the thing is, American health insurance ranges from like $200 to $700-800 a month. I have one of the best insurances in America. I think the average now is like $480 to $600 a month. I think it's $330 for an individual person, but that's just, whoa. Like, wait a minute. That's why I let people who work 9 to 5s. The health insurance in it. Health insurance. It's not cheap. And health insurance is already the issue. I don't know about every other country in the world because I have to take more time out to look. But it's like, it's even like UK universal health insurance is bad because, like, we have a broken leg, it'll take you 12 months to get it fixed for free. So you still have to pay for private, and even in Canada, people complain about that too. Health insurance is a really important thing. I'm so high right now. But that's also why it's hard for people to survive, because a doctor's visit is like $100 easy. It's probably more now. I remember I went to the ER because I think it's a genetic thing, but I have this thing where I get an overgrowth of earwax. It's been decreasing as I age, which is great, and in my 20s it's going away. I used to been known to have a lot of ear infections, and doctors would have to go professionally take out their earwax out my ear. What? No, doctors had to take the earwax out my ear professionally, and I remember I had to do an emergency one because it was hurting that bad, and like, yeah, it had to go to the hospital. And just for them taking some earwax out of my ear, it was $330. $330 US. And I'm just letting you know that I didn't get no blood check. I didn't get anything. I just sat there, switched my ear out. The nurse did it incorrectly because you're not supposed to do it really quickly with cold water. I got dizzy, and I had a bad experience there for $330. And obviously, the healthcare environment, healthcare facilities are worse now because of COVID. Just want to throw that out there because I never had a bad experience, but whatever. $330 to get my ears cleaned though. And let me let you know something. Even with my oh so great health insurance, There are times where I have to pay a co-fee still, like $25, or even if I go to I just got this like bill, it's collector's bill. I gotta go call it, but basically they didn't even let me know either. But like 2 years ago in 2022, like I think over like $200 taken out in terms of like deductions from my health insurance. I had to pay $60, right? On top of that, I have a mom and a dad, right? You probably didn't know that. Girl probably was born from Jesus himself, or Mary. I'm high. I don't think Jesus birthed anybody. I don't think Jesus was the male pregnant. I don't think he was one of those people. But basically, it's good that I have a mom and a dad that are present in my life, because sometimes I have to use double insurance just to get my shit paid off for. And I have 2 good insurances by my 2 good old parents. And so what I'm saying is what I'm tangent for, and what I'm saying is because if I as a person with really good insurance, by luck, by chance, I have to still pay co-pays, I still have to pay remainders, even really good dentist insurance, I still at times got to pay like $300, $100, all that shit, right? Even with all that, right? And even with good insurance, $1,000 worth of dental work I can do every year. Like a lot of dental work. Like, I can basically get like, maybe like my whole teeth done in cavities, and get like root canals done and all that stuff. Deep cleanings and stuff. I can get all of that. Sometimes I had to pay co-pays with my really good insurance. And that's with me. Other people don't have that. People with, it's not uncommon for people to have no insurance or really bad quality insurance, because I've even heard that people would have the insurance through their job they're working at. However, they still have to pay an egregious amount of a copay, like $300 for a doctor's visit. And what I'm saying is, I'm saying all this because if the majority of these employers not only pay low, offer low hours purposely under the threshold to obviously not give you health insurance, and then you have no health and dental insurance, and you may or may not have to go into debt with that. You hear all that, right? And even though I know community college is cheap, right, we hear that, but sometimes some people don't even have the access, the ability to even go there, or even have that in their schedule, or even to afford it. Sometimes, I don't know, it's crazy, right? And with schools getting more expensive than ever, it's been harder, like I said, in general, to seek a job, because like I said, if you want to go get like a barely nothing retail job, and you have some amount of self-respect for yourself, you might not get the job because you don't want to go get paid fucking $5 an hour, $10 an hour after taxes. You know, instead a few dollars more with all this, you know, the rent and everything jumping up. And then you won't be getting insurance. If you do get a job, you won't be getting insurance, you won't be getting a full-time job. So you still won't get enough money unless you go find 2 part-time jobs, which is still more stressful, and it still might cost more money in the long run, but give you stress if it does. And so basically, like, you do one job, right? Part-time work, not good pay to decent pay. It works you just enough to not give you insurance. And so, like, what if your teeth gets fucked up? It might cost you more money to just try to fix your teeth at home, or cost you a lot of money and a lot of pain and stress, which I believe is money, because I do believe our physical health is wealth. I do believe that will lead to financial ruin, because eventually it might get to the point where you can't work. But what if your teeth is fucked up? And then it got so bad too, you get a headache. You got a headache. And like, I don't know, at some point you gotta go to the ER or the doctor. Like, people, it's like a known phenomenon that people will literally rather pass away or still suffer in their like a really bad health situation simply because they can't afford to go even get picked up and taken to the ambulance. Like, this one guy, he had gotten basically impaled through his head with a gunshot, a bullet, right? But he had to drive to the fucking hospital because he didn't want to get charged $1,500 just for that 20-minute drive, or that 5 or 10-minute drive. And so you hear me out here. because you gotta go feed yourself, pay rent, pay bills, worry about your teeth, worry about your health, and then you might have to go pay money for that. And then you gotta go pay for gas, because the majority of people in America specifically, unless you live in like certain parts of California, certain parts of the East Coast, like I don't really think transportation exists anywhere else. It's like a known thing in certain states that their nearest vacation spot is Walmart from 3 hours away. So you'd be having to pay car insurance, the car note, if you don't pay for it in full, you know, you gotta figure out and save up like $10,000 to 20 grand to pay for a car. You know, yeah, it's all expensive, and you know, that's part of the job thing, like this whole thing. Yeah, it's just shit, it's just ass. And it's like even the most basic jobs, and also it's partially due to oversaturation. It's also because of that. Because this whole data entry, tech jobs, IT jobs, and even nursing at one point, you know, those were the really popular jobs, and a lot of people flocked to them and did this whole certificate program and got degrees and all of that, or pivoted with the degree they have that's unrelated and just gets into the field. Now there's like, I think there might still be openings, of course, but I think now they require more skilled work, more experience, maybe a diverse amount of things they can do. So maybe I put a few jobs into one job, and the demand might be lower, or there's so many people who, you know, also went into that sector, not by passion, not by love, but simply just by money. There's too many people, not enough jobs. So depending on what line of work you're in, yeah, you're not going to go find a lot of jobs. But I can, you know, give you this advice of like, because I'm smart, okay, I'm smart, and I'll let you know like what's been popular and what, you know, America needs in terms of jobs and employment. And yeah, and if you're not in America or whatever, I hope this is still helpful for you. Excuse me. No, but I'm just saying America specifically because I've only studied the American economy thoroughly. I didn't study any other economy like thoroughly, unless like besides China. That's like completely different. That's not, yeah. So basically, nursing is still a thing, but one thing for sure, you do have to understand whether you be a licensed vocational nurse, which takes between 12 and 18 months or 24 months, or you get your associate's degree or become a registered nurse for 4 years, right? The medical offices and facilities are actually like understaffed for the first time in God knows how long in America in general. You as a nurse will have to take a bit more of being overworked, a bit stressed out, and then you have to see is this worth working, you know, 3 12-hour shifts or 3 10-hour shifts. Or you can always try the alternative of working a typical 9-to-5 nurse job. So maybe you can see if you want to do that, but you do have to go factor that into place. But if you do want to be a nurse, if you don't mind doing that, I do recommend working in like nursing homes or typical general practice facilities, because even though you have a 9-to-5 schedule, it'll be more of a seldom circumstance to be dealing with an emergency, because the hospital is built for emergencies only, basically. And maybe you might not get paid $84 an hour working at the hospital, but you might get paid between 40 and 60 working at like a general medical office, or working like at an old people home, or you can even, you know, be a school nurse and you might get paid some good money from that. Be a military nurse, or you could be like even a nurse for like a certain company you work for. Like, I know it sounds weird. Let me say space thickener. yo, SpaceX nurse. Like, I don't know, working at SpaceX, you could be a nurse there. I don't know. But it's just like, it's a known thing. Like, you be a nurse at a college, you could be a nurse at like I said, certain companies. Maybe you might have that position for you. So nursing's a good one. And if you don't want to be a nurse anymore, you hate nursing, I recommend being a nurse practitioner, because you're just a doctor. You're just a step below a doctor. So you're basically can be like a psychiatrist, maybe a psychologist, because I had a nurse practitioner as a psychiatrist. She was well versed in her work. So I had a psychiatrist. I was a nurse practitioner. To be in psychiatry, maybe psychology. You can just be a general doctor, you know. So yeah, I do recommend that, because yeah, so pretty much. Also, what's been really needed and popular are trade jobs, and there's actually been a bit of a shortage on trade jobs. And one thing that is well known is you do have to trade in your physical wellness, you know, unless you're going to be very fit and eat very healthy throughout your life. But you will experience, people say you will experience some type of physical deterioration 30 years into your career or something like that, or even like 10 years or something. So I know obviously there is the physical matter of working a trade job, but you can be like an electrician, you can work in construction, you can be a plumber, you can even be like a garbage worker. I don't think that's a trade job, but that's a job that's still a well-needed job. A job that does pay decently, honestly. Like, this was years ago, but like in New York City, I know it's New York City, but they pay like 66K a year. And that was like when I was like, you know, under 10 years old. So, you know, so it might be, you know, it might be pretty decent now. Trade jobs are much needed at the moment. You could be like an elevator operator, or you can be like an HVAC technician, like heater, ventilation, air conditioning. I think that's what it means. I never looked it up. But like that means you can like fix refrigerators and fix air ventilations and stuff like that. So those are like very needed jobs. I'm thinking, so I guess for like retail or food service jobs, you should try, I think I recommend try to work at like more unconventional, you know, retail and food service jobs. I don't know. I'm just saying, like maybe like an Office Depot or a Lowe's or a mattress store, or I don't know. I just think like try to look at some more stores that aren't that, you know, that aren't that, I don't know, what's the word for it, like that popular to apply to, because you might have a better chance of getting a job. And maybe apply to the mall. I don't know. I know people do go to the mall actually nowadays. The mall sucks ass in my opinion. Maybe try to apply to the mall. Security officers, there's been an increase of that. Not the ones, you don't need a gun, you don't need to be armed. So unarmed security officers, security guards, I've been seeing an influx of that, honestly. And when I was looking around for like retail jobs, I saw that TJ Maxx and other jobs is looking for secret shoppers, which means that you just basically act like you're like a regular customer, and then you just watch people, you know, see if they're stealing or not, and then you go get them. So yeah, those are a few jobs I'm recommending. What would I be doing, you ask? I don't know. I applied to Home Depot. I applied to Lowe's because I actually want to work there. It's really fun. I like it. I don't know where else I would want to work, because I don't know, because any like graphic design jobs or anything like that, I don't want to work any like serious job. And I hate doing graphic design work. I'm sorry, it gets really boring for me. I can't do it. That's like the only serious job I know I can probably get. But yeah, I don't know, I can't find any like I like. I'm trying to be like a library assistant, or like I want to help working like sales. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So I don't know, I'm still thinking, still looking, because I want like a casual environment, and like you know, all depends about the jobs in my area, because right now the jobs in my area are looking for a lot of like nursing jobs, a lot of like some teacher jobs, stuff like that, and a lot of like retail jobs are really underpaying. So yeah, so I'm figuring it out. I mean, I don't know. I think I have a hit. I think I have an idea. And I think I'll be fine, honestly. Plus I'm very picky with work. Because like jobs really do like to test you. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I'm trying like my hardest. Like, I'm sorry if I sound intolerable. I was saying like it's really hard, but I'm not against working. But it's just like a lot of these like jobs will test you, even like good jobs, like even like more serious jobs and stuff. But I want to like be like an illustrator, working to Illustrator 2D stuff. I was thinking about getting a job in storyboard animation, so I was thinking about doing that, because I feel like that's possible. I don't really have many concept artist jobs, and a lot of the jobs are illustrated related. They require like these weird special effects that I'm not interested in animation, in 3D modeling, and like working like 5 to 10 years or something. So you know, being an artist, it's not a lot of like not a lot of jobs out there, honestly. Yeah. But yeah, the job market is ass. The job market is pure ass. So I really do hope you're able to go find a job or get a better job or whatever situation you're in. If you're in a good situation, I'm happy. Hope you stay. I hope everything gets better. But I just want to, oh, now it's my opinion time. I just want to talk about like, it's just very devastating and it's very interesting to see all of this. And I'm wondering, would there be a pivot this year in terms of employment, in terms of like financial employment. I think the minimum wage raises every year. I think the minimum wage raises every year, so at least you got that going on. I think it's like a July 1st or something, or at least in the state I'm in. But I am wondering to see what's going on, and you know what will happen this year. And in general, it's just been very diabolical, because even with good paying jobs, and even the people who are having technically decent jobs, they're really overworked and they're really burnt out. And one thing I don't agree with a majority of these companies is that they're essentially taking your money. Like, and like, no crap, but no, that's not like what I mean. Like, for example, because the thing is with me, I like to put my all in everything. And I would like to put a lot of effort and a lot of, time into any job I'm in. And I want to give the best experience ever. And that's just how I am naturally. But for a lot of people to be that way, or just to be very ambitious, or just simply good at what they do, or just working hard based on just whatever reason they're working hard for, you can get exploited real easy. Because I was looking at Ulta, and I wanted to apply to Ulta because they're paying between 17 and 22. I hope they still call me back, because I don't know. You can take up to 3 months, which is kind of interesting. It's kind of funny that jobs can take up to that long. So who knows what happens. But basically, what was interesting, what kind of made me think, was like they wanted me to give exceptional service and make sure I know all the promo codes, the protocols, all the special things to say that they tell you, the script and everything. They want me to do all of that, and I'm thinking, and they want me to like have a certain quote unquote be met by the end of the shift, which is similar to me thinking, kind of off topic, to how Victoria's Secret employees, what they had to deal with, because they had to do a certain quote and deal with a certain amount of like I don't know, email referrals to customers, or also get fired or chastised. And so they Ulta wanted me to fulfill a quote and give exceptional service, and basically know the store front and back, clean the store, and they wanted me to be a security guard too for the store at the same time. I kid you not. And that kind of made me think, I'm like, oh, how, like, it's very exploitive. Like, you don't get any royalties from this shit. I get paid by little $12 an hour after taxes. Damn near, okay, $100 a day, but for all that hard work they want you to do for 8 hours a day, to pick up and bend down things up to 50 pounds as they state, to give exceptional service and to not lean on things and be on your phone and stuff like that, and be the fucking white savior and, you know, try to like prevent theft and shit, and they get like millions of dollars a year. You know, it's really like, wow, it's kind of sucks, you know what I'm saying? And it just doesn't really seem like, I believe that we should be able to work for companies and we should be able to have the choice to not think about or feel like I need to become an entrepreneur, because I honestly love the idea and I still like to do my own thing of my own business, but it's a natural thing. It's not because I'm thinking like, oh my god, I need money, let me start opening a business. No love, no passion from it. This is just a natural thing for me. And that's what I'm saying, like, I love the idea of working for 30 years. I love the idea for 30 years for the same company and getting a golden watch at the end of your career, or like after like a certain amount of time. I love the idea of pensions. I was looking forward for pensions. I was looking forward for all of that, even like a nice socially, economically affluent environment in the office and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? And I had a plan and everything to work 4 days a week, 10 hours a day, and just, you know, I had a whole plan, but it's like crazy because it's like that is obsolete, or dang near obsolete. I remember like you could be an apprentice for almost anything, and that was back in the 2000s, because I was born in 2002 and I was that young. I was in the 2010s. And it's like, and the thing is, I was like way, you know, I was so excited for it. And I was like way before I could even legally become an apprentice. Because I know obviously, oh, you can be an apprentice if like somebody you know, but I didn't have that. Essentially, it would be like a fucking stranger. But since I gotta be 16 to work and I'm old enough to be a child slave working 12 hours a day, you know, I had to wait, and I wasn't able to get the apprenticeship the second I'm able to, you know, 17, 18 years old. And also, like, when I was like younger too, when I was like a baby, like 5, 6 years old, you know, it's not that easy. And even like throughout my life, I had a lot of opportunities. However, I couldn't, I couldn't, take advantage of these opportunities because of my age. Yeah, my parents wasn't going to help me. They told me that too. So, it kind of sucks when, no matter what age you are, even if you've been an adult this entire time, these entire 20 years since the 2000s, and you're just wanting and just thinking about it, like predicting, like, oh, I would love to have this, I can't wait to have this, and then everything just like collapses. Because at the end of the day, I know on my channel I keep bringing up the pandemic and stuff like that, but that's because it really has affected everything so far. Hopefully I can stop bringing it up, but I'm not trying to be annoying. But like, even in the pandemic, you had to have some type of financial affluency, some type of equity, in order to take advantage of like everything being so cheap, that everybody had the privilege to go and do all that traveling, or buy a house, or start a business and stuff like that, or even do like that social media shit, man. That a lot of people only got famous because of that. It all sucks because like ever since then, the prices for everything has not been great, has not been the same, and like the houses are slowly going down in pricing. But even in places like Vegas, where that was one of my first destinations to go get a house, because you can get like a decent one for like $400,000 for like 5 beds to like 5 baths. At least like 6 years ago you could. But I'm saying, like, I've been seeing the decent houses in Vegas are like $1 million now. They're like every pricing, and I'm like, hello? Like, since when do I have to earn $10,000? Actually, like over $10,000 a month to buy the house, because if you get $1 million house, it's $10,000. So yeah, I make like at least like 15, 20 grand. Like, who the fuck got all that? And oh, I didn't know how to go just make 20 grand a month. I don't think we as people need to go like be boss babes and go work 10 jobs or be like a business owner and do all this shit. I think, you know, things should be like it was years ago. Obviously anybody can agree with that. And it's just like pensions are rare. I think you can only get pensions through like the government specifically, and probably like 2 companies if you get lucky. And like jobs aren't consistent because they're not actually hiring, or they're purposely not even getting out job listings even though people need to work, or like they treat the employees really shitty. And there's like a lot of stuff that goes into it, but I guess this is a really sloppy video talking about the employment and like how, you know, the employment environment, industry, whatever, how that's going and how it sucks. Because what sucks ass is like, how come I actually like want to work and I actually want to work a job? Even like I even applied to real jobs too. Like real, when I say real jobs, I mean like professional jobs. I applied to professional jobs, I applied to shit ass jobs, and I used proper resumes for both of them. So I didn't put me working at Kroger, working at the professional job. I didn't put, you know, me doing professional work, trying to apply as a cashier. I didn't do that. So I used proper correct things and it still didn't work. So I don't know. Alright, I'm done talking. I'm on a tangent and this was very sloppy, but I hope I can piece this all together. Alright, I hope you're doing great. Hope you have a great day. Happy 2024. Peace out. I'm going to eat some chips and yeah, enjoy myself. But I'm done looking for work. I applied to like over 50 jobs, so I can give up. And I'm going to school in next month. I'm going to school next month. I wanted to work during the holidays, but okay, no more. I'm going to school. I wish you luck in school. If you're going to school, I wish you luck. I wish you luck in whatever you do.